You are tuned into the Undisputed Champ Sports Podcast. Welcome all. This is our wrestling review of the week for WWE. I am your host, the man of the hour, Carmine. Joining me are my two fantastic co-hosts. First, the man with the many thumbs. Thumbs up, Tommy. Say what up.
What up, everybody? Happy Rusev Day. What happened in Milwaukee? Let's find out.
Yo.
Ow.
We will talk. Yo. Let's talk about it. Anyway, and my third co-host tonight is the architect, the man who I hope does not have a plan B, Preston Brown. Say what up.
A plan B.
Come
All
on,
right, y'all,
bro.
say
This is
what's
a
up,
wrestling.
yo. What's up,
This is a
yo?
wrestling podcast, and you didn't understand that reference. I'm done with you, bro.
Hey, man, I'm thinking of something else. You say plan B, bro. I'm thinking of stuff at
done with you, bro. Oh my god.
All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm here. What's up, y'all? I'm not used to being in this position, so I don't know what to say. Blah, 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 blah.
Alright, guys. This guy, man, I can't with this guy. Alright, guys. We're gonna start off tonight with our Monday Night Raw review. Now, to start off this review, we're just gonna get into the most important things to talk about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw to me was actually a pretty good show, guys, and I'm not giving Stephanie McMahon or Triple H any spotlight on tonight's podcast, so that shit's not happening. They were in. They started the show, but we're not talking about that. What we are going to talk about, guys, it is the opening segment of the show. We had a nice opening segment with the Shield and the Dogs of War. The reason why I'm not talking about Stephanie McMahon, so basically, Baron Corbin has a match later on in the night with the Shield, and he has mystery partners. Now, for those of us that are wrestling fans, knew who his partners were, but I digress. So, the opening segment to me was pretty good. I loved the mic work between Dean Ambrose. I would like to mention, guys, that Roman Reigns, when he grabbed the mic, got booed ridiculously again. But I did like the fact that they leaned into the fact that all you've heard on the internet is Dean's turning. So they love with that. They love with that on Raw. You see Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre trying to turn Dean Ambrose. And I will say right now, guys, since we're talking about the Shield, throughout the night, one thing that Raw did very, very well was have a through-line story. The through-line story was Dean Ambrose and trying to turn Dean Ambrose. You saw Dolph Ziggler talking to him. You saw Drew McIntyre talking to him. Dolph Ziggler reminding him that you were on SmackDown Live with me and that you were WWE champion. And you did it without Seth Rollins and you did it without Roman Reigns and they're holding you back. So basically that was what the storyline was for the whole night. But this opening segment was great. I'm going to go to Tommy. What did you think about the opening segment and everything regarding Dean Ambrose and the possible heel turn?
I enjoyed it very much because, first of all, you know, if you follow any kind of wrestling news, podcasts, or dirt sheets, whatever you want to call it, like, you know, you've been hearing that the plan was since last year was for Ambrose to turn heel anyway. It's just that, you know, his injury derailed that situation for quite a bit of time. So it looks like now they're starting to slowly plant the seeds because, you know, when he left, when he got written off TV, he was a face. And, you know, I guess they wanted to keep him as a face, you know, on the initial comeback. And then, I guess for shock value, not do the heel turn right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree. They're slowly planting the seeds. But what about you, Preston? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I'm glad that Dean Ambrose is finally getting a good story and finally getting the spotlight he deserves. Because I've been a fan of this dude for a long time, but they haven't been giving him anything. One thing that I did get confused about, and not to give Stephanie McMahon too much spotlight, is that she was like, Baron Corbin, how dare you put yourself in a match with Roman Reigns? But you know how you should solve this? Put yourself in a match with Roman Reigns and two other people.
This is why I did not want to talk about that broad and her husband at all tonight, because the stupidity of some of these things, man, is just, I don't understand it sometimes, man. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I will say this, guys, and we're not going to spend too much time on this. We're almost done with this segment. I will say this, that Baron Corbin is your handpicked guy that you have text messages and phone calls with to get Kurt Angle out of there. So he puts himself into a title match, and you're all of a sudden just disgusted by him, he's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the thing that really, as good as Raw was, that's the shit that really just irked me.
Yeah.
Like, that irked my nerves. Why are you mad at Baron Corbin? For what? He's a heel. He's doing something that you would do and your husband would do.
Yeah, that didn't make
Like,
sense.
I don't,
Exactly.
like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Plus they fucking take credit for things all the time.
Absolutely. Now, before we move on, do you guys have anything else to add?
No, I don't. That pretty much
Closing,
sums it
anything
up.
at all? Tommy, anything?
Dogs of War.
Bro.
I still laugh at that name.
They need a new name. My God.
It sounds like a
Anyway,
trash video game.
it really does. Anyway, bro, yo, it sounds like such a bad video game. Oh my God. It's like
Dogs of Wars. And get the Tanks expansion pack for $9.99.
oh my gosh, man. Yo, it do sound like one of them like $10 games in that $10 bin
That nobody heard of.
Yeah, nobody ain't never heard of. Oh my God.
No, it sounds like it also sounds like one of those what's it called, straight to DVD films.
That's absolutely a fact.
Them Netflix, them Redbox movies that nobody's seen before.
Yeah. It definitely does. Now, I will say there's a movie called War Dogs. It's actually pretty fucking good. I'll throw that out there. I see that movie.
I agree. Yeah, I've seen that movie.
But Dogs of War, trash title. Anyway, moving on, guys. All right. The next segment we want to talk about. It's actually there was actually a match. Natalya and the Bellas versus the Riot Squad. But we're not talking about the match, guys, because the match was what it was. What we are going to talk about is what happened during that match. Now, what happened during that match? Absolutely. What happened during that match is Brie Bella, once again, has to try to steal the spotlight, Daniel Bryan's move, spotlight, whatever. Now, she wasn't paying attention. She obviously, I guess, wasn't paying attention because if you watch before she did the move, she was mocking Ruby Riott. And then she proceeded to do the yes kicks. But while she was doing the yes kicks, I don't understand how she didn't realize she was kicking Liv Morgan directly in her head twice.
Once is an accident. Twice, I don't know.
Absolutely, and you can tell Liv Morgan was knocked out. As the first kick knocked her out, and then Brie Bella kicked her again. Like she was ready to just fall out. And also there was another botch spot in this match that we heard about, that Sarah Logan was supposed to catapult Brie Bella to Ruby Riott, and Ruby Riott was supposed to hit her with a forearm, but Brie Bella hit Ruby Riott with a forearm. That really pissed Ruby Riott off. Now, we've heard throughout the week that there's been tension between the members of the Riott Squad and Brie Bella, et cetera, et cetera. But, so Preston, what did you think about this whole situation? Brie Bella, the botches, and everything that's been going on?
Yeah, it was crazy. But you know what? At first, I was with everybody else, and I was like, you know what? Get her out of here. She deserves to get fired. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. But then, But then after a while, then I was like, I could be a little bit of a hypocrite by doing that, because there's been other wrestlers that's been in WWE that's botched and did some stuff that hurt other people as well. And if that's the case, if that's the way I'm gonna take against Brie Bella, then other wrestlers like Sasha Banks or maybe Roman Reigns or even a living botch man, Kalisto, who's still in the WWE, they should be out here. So and that, for real, he botches so much you think it's part of his gimmick if you don't know anything about him.
It's true.
And with that being said, the only thing I will blame Brie for, like you said, she wasn't paying attention. But also, the only part that really upset me the most is after Liv Morgan got hurt, they need to teach these wrestlers to understand the symptoms of a possible concussion and what to do in those situations. Because if she has a concussion or even a neck injury, you don't roll them over, you don't pick them up, you don't move them around, you leave them where they are, because you can worsen the injury. And I don't know if she was talking to her when she picked her up by her head and was. She
was talking to her. If you can tell, when Liv Morgan had her head wrapped around, and then you could tell Brie Bella was talking to her. Yeah. I don't know what she was saying, but she was talking to her and trying to get her over. But anyway, Tommy, what did you think about this whole thing?
I mean, I stand by what I said before. Once is an accident, but twice is, definitely something to be looked at and frowned upon. Now, what I also heard is that Liv actually Sarah and Ruby had to basically sit her down and force her to stay out of the match because if you recall,
she was on autopilot.
Yeah, if you recall, after the kicks to the face, she somehow got back into the ring for that triple suplex spot. And then after that, they basically had to drag her to the corner, tell her, look, you need to sit this one the fuck out because you can't go on.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, she was on autopilot, bro. Because I remember a situation similar to this. When Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt in that steel cage match, when he was supposed to be a member of the Wyatt family, then he turned. Daniel Bryan said he got a concussion in that match, and he didn't remember sitting on top of the cage and doing the yes chants. He didn't remember at all.
Dang.
He got a concussion towards the end of the match. And when he got that concussion towards the end of that match, everything from that point on, he didn't remember what happened. He couldn't remember because he was concussed. Wow. So that's pretty much what happened with Liv Morgan. They put her to the side. She saw the referees. She was still concussed, but in her wrestler mind, she was kind of snapped out of it. And you can see that she went back in the ring and did that triple suplex spot. She wasn't supposed to because in the reports, Ruby Riott was the one calling the rest of the match on the fly. She was the one calling the rest of the match on the fly, which makes me so happy. Like, she's a fucking ring general. Get this girl a push, please. Anyway, but that's
shout out to Ruby Riott for picking up the win anyway, because I was, that was my main thing. I was like, oh god, the Riot Squad burial continues. I was honestly, just because the Bellas were in the match, I was expecting them to lose.
And I honestly, I think it was the plan for the Riot Squad to win. Regardless of what happened to Liv Morgan, I think they were gonna win anyway. But yeah, she was on autopilot. So to your point, Preston, at first when it happened, I was kind of annoyed, and I was like, yo, Brie gotta go. She's rusty, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It was an honest mistake. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Brie Bella literally tried to kick her head off.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
She messed up. She botched. But this is my thing. Your husband's back and he's back full time. Get your own moveset now.
For real.
Facts.
For real.
Stop it. Stop with the yes kicks. Stop. You already do a nasty knee when you have your opponent on the ropes. That nasty knee she does. Like, that's good enough. Let Daniel Bryan have his stuff.
I know, we get it. Y'all married, bro. We get it.
Like, we get it. Yeah, we get it. He's back now. It was understandable when he couldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, because it was like paying homage in a way.
Yeah, and now he's back. That's enough. Like, that's enough. Enough is enough. I don't think she's going to change. I think she's still going to do the move. But also, one report that I heard that, and I know everybody's been upset about the Bellas coming back and this and that and this. They wanted to be a part of Evolution, and I will say, I'm not going to act like I don't agree that they have to be a part of Evolution.
Absolutely.
There are two females that have to be a part of that pay-per-view, but they did not want to come back a couple weeks before the pay-per-view and just have a random segment on the show. That's why they came back a couple months before to build something towards Evolution. So basically, after Evolution, we're not supposed to see them anymore. Like, they're not going to be in the ring anymore. Yeah. Brie definitely is not going to be in the ring anymore. She just came back for Evolution. I'm not 100% sure about Nikki, but I think that's what I'm getting at too. Like, they're not going to be wrestling anymore. They just came back for Evolution. But that's actually a good thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it makes sense for them to be there, because it wouldn't make any sense to have an all-women's pay-per-view and have every female wrestler that's from the past or whatever, and without them being at least some type of part of it to some degree, even if we don't like them.
Speaking of which, did y'all hear about that article that was posted that several women from WWE bashed because it was basically talking shit about like some of the divas that are going to be a part of Evolution?
Wait, what?
Okay. I know what you're talking about. It's the younger wrestlers. Listen, man, I don't blame them. Seth Rollins has taken, if you have heard Seth Rollins interviews, he's taking shots of these old motherfuckers keep coming back. Because Seth Rollins even said, how are you supposed to make new stars if you keep relying on the old stars?
Exactly. I agree with that 100%, man.
So I understand the younger female wrestlers like Ruby Wyatt, Sasha Banks, Bayley, all of them, Charlotte. Well, Charlotte's not really that young, but you know what I mean. I understand because this is their revolution. This is their evolution. If you really think about it, this really is their shit. So I understand it, but they have to understand that y'all would not have a revolution or evolution without those females that are coming back.
Exactly. Let them get theirs off, and theirs will be next.
Absolutely. So for the next Evolution pay-per-view, I would if WWE tries to bank on the old female stars for the next one again, then there's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For the first one, I completely understand. It's the first one, the very first one. But after that, that shit got to be done. It got to stop. It got to stop. You gotta go with what you have. Your talent that you have, and you have extremely talented wrestlers.
Yeah.
Facts.
Extremely talented.
I agree.
All right, guys. So we're pretty much done with that segment. So the next segment is actually a match. One of the best matches of the night, probably the best match of the night, is Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus the Revival for the Raw Tag Team titles.
Dope.
Yes.
This was an awesome match, guys. I'm not going to say much about it because I want you guys to go in, but this was an awesome match. I love the psychology of the match, and this just showcased how good the Revival are. Come on, WWE. Fuck, man. Come on. Anyway, Tommy, what did you think about the match?
I fucking loved it for various reasons. First of all, I mean, you got 4 ring technicians in there. Like, they know what the fuck they're doing. Second of all, they finally did a heel versus heel story.
Yeah.
I loved it because it just blurred the lines, because it's like both teams were heels. Like, you didn't, there wasn't a face in the match. And that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can do heel versus heel. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to always be a face and a heel. So I loved all the back and forth spots and the close calls. It was just beyond amazing. Like,
and I'm extremely happy that you said that, Tommy, because that is a great point. The crowd was completely invested in this match. They didn't give a shit who won this match because it was heel versus heel, and they were completely invested. I wouldn't say that because I do think the crowd actually wanted the Revival to win, but that was the beauty of it. The Revival were wrestling as heels. They were not wrestling anywhere else. They were wrestling as heels. They still did their dirty heel tag team tactics in this match. And yeah, that was a great point. I completely agree. What about you, Preston?
I completely agree with Tommy 100%. And I'm glad the Revival was involved in that match, because when I first saw it, I was like, yo, this is going to be an amazing match, because I know this might be a hot take or a stretch. Technically, as far as when it comes to Raw and tag teams, the Revival is kind of like the AJ Styles of the tag team division. Like, no matter what match you put them in with somebody else, you're going to get at least a pretty good match just because of them being there. So
I agree.
Them giving them an opportunity to be in the ring and not push them to the side, because it seemed like that was the angle that they were going to go with before. I'm just glad to see them on TV. So yeah, it was great. Great match.
I really, really hope this kind of opens eyes in the back. I really do, because they were in this is a marquee spot on the show for them, because because let's be honest, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler are main eventers. They're main eventers, and they were put in a marquee spot against 2 main eventers. I don't care if they have the tag team title belts. There were 2 main eventers, and they showed out. They completely showed out, man, and they need this, man. I'm so tired of them being put on the back burner. Like, seriously. So
like,
I don't even want the
more.
Shield. I don't want the Shield to beat them for the tag team titles. I want the Revival to beat them for the tag team titles.
Yeah, give it to an actual tag team.
Yes, and let the Revival do what they did in NXT. NXT already had an established tag team division. The Revival took it to another level. Let the Revival be the team to build up back this tag team division.
And they can make those titles way more important. They can do that. Just give it to them and let them do what they do in the ring. They know what to do. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're 2-time NXT tag team champions. There's a reason for that. Like, contrary to what most people, like, say Michael Cole want people to believe that NXT doesn't exist, NXT does exist, and they put on great shows.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, but all in all, guys, this was an awesome match. I love the back and forth. I love the psychology in this match. I love the way I love the ending. I thought it was a great match. You guys have anything else to add?
No, that's about it. It's a great match.
Oh, like, man,
All right.
I loved all the close calls, like I said, and yeah, it's just great. You know, I'm just a fan of great pro wrestling.
All right. So getting on to our next segment, and this is a segment where we're not going to talk about the match because the match was what it was. Actually, before I say that, I do want to mention, guys, throughout the show, there were once again the same Triple H and Undertaker promos. We're not getting into that.
Yeah, please don't.
It's the same. It's the same shit every week.
Yes.
Just thought I would mention that. I'm not getting into that. But anyway, so let's get into this Elias KO and Lio Rush segment. This, oh my god, low weight tie raps. This was such a great segment, such a funny segment, man. Lio Rush, man, I'm telling you guys, is becoming a star, man. It's not an accident that he's being put in his talking segments with guys like Elias and KO.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, that was great, and the whole thing with the booster seat was fucking hilarious. I loved it.
My god.
That was great. That was a great talking segment. The match was what it was. It was okay. It showcased Leo's athleticism again. I'm really hoping one of these. I actually hope this is leading to Lio and Lashley versus them two. Yeah. I would like to see Lio in the ring with these guys and let him showcase his talents on Raw. But Preston, what did you think about this?
Man, I completely agree, man. This is a great segment. Ever since they add Lio Rush onto Raw, he's been like the star of every segment that they put out, and it's really been helping the show out. And I'm with you. I'm hoping they get a tag team match between all four of them, because if they see Lio Rush's athleticism in the ring, that can spill over to audiences going over to 205 Live. And
absolutely.
Everything about this match, the match was okay, but the segments as usual was good. So I don't have anything else to add to that.
All right, Tommy.
Yes, low weights, high reps, high weights, low reps. Lio Rush is just amazing. Like I love how he's taking Lashley to new levels. Because like I said before, now that he's paired up with Lashley, I actually care about what they do with Lashley, because nothing against Lashley, because he's a great performer, he can't cut a promo for shit. And there's nothing wrong with that, because Brock Lesnar can't do it, but he's got Paul Heyman to do it for him. So, I've said it for a while. That's all Lashley needed.
I'll let you go ahead and finish, but I will say one difference though. But Brock Lesnar's not a boring ass bland motherfucker. That's the difference. Bobby Lashley's boring. Yeah, completely. He's just boring, bro. Corny. Brock Lesnar is not boring. His mannerisms, the way he emotes, his actions, he looks fierce as fuck. I don't get
like
that.
The way he carries himself, yes, but
yeah, I don't get that from
opens
Lashley.
His mouth.
Yeah. Mike Skills, he's trash. Absolutely, him. Yeah, they're both trash. Mike Skills, but Bobby Lashley's just bland. I need to see more. I need to see more of an animated Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean?
Like more
That's what I need to see
out of him.
You have your mouthpiece now. You have it. Cool. Great. Now I need to see more intensity from you. I need to see you're a big, huge monster, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to see that from you.
A monster that's trained in MMA.
Yeah.
And he has to fight Braun at some point, because I want to see a segment between Lio Rush talking crap to Braun. That's going to be hilarious.
Oh, my God.
I have to see that.
Bro, I'm so glad you brought that up. That is gonna be the funniest thing ever. Oh my god.
Can you imagine if you remember how a few months ago we were talking about how we love when Braun would just like charge at KO and he'd just shoulder tackle him on the outside? Mm-hmm. Imagine how two scenarios. First, how funny it would look for Lio, who's tiny as fuck compared to Braun, to be bounced around like a fucking ping pong with that move. First of all, imagine that. Second of all, imagine if he's coming full speed at Lio, and then Lio at the last second just sidesteps him, because he's mad athletic and agile, and then Braun just goes crashing through the barricade. How awesome that
I think
would
scenario
be.
number 2 is most likely to happen, because they want to advertise the speed. I don't think Braun will be able to catch him. So like if he crawls over the ground,
he's not gonna catch him.
Yeah,
if he does catch him, if he does catch him, Leo's gonna be like destroyed, like decimated,
or Bobby's gonna come.
But I don't think
the only way he would catch him is like if it's like he's hitting him from behind. But if Leo sees him coming, yeah, he's definitely moving.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, but all in all, it was a great segment. You guys, that's it. You guys don't have anything to add towards the segment.
No,
anything
that's
else?
it.
All right, yeah, great talking segment.
Just low and high reps. Can't say that enough.
I need to see more. I can't get enough of this. Actually, like this is great. Like I can't get enough of it. All right, the next thing we want to talk about, guys, we're just gonna talk about this briefly. Actually, I just thought we should bring it up because they're actually building a story towards it. So that's why only reason why I thought we should bring it up. Chad Gable versus Connor. He actually lost. Was actually it surprised me at first, but at the same time, it didn't surprise me. That's another way to get Rude to turn on him.
Yeah.
If he starts losing. Mm-hmm. Like, if he really starts losing, it's going to make Bobby Roode look bad. And that's another...
What he said his new motto is, what would Bobby Roode do?
Yeah, definitely. So, that's just another way for them teasing the heel turn, pretty much. But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, it was just... like I said, I didn't care much for the match itself. It was a nice little surprise for Connor to pick up the win, which I'm not sure if you guys heard, but they covered it on Wrestle Talk that's actually Connor's first televised win at all on the main roster since he's been there the past 3 years.
Wow,
that's retarded.
So, which is insane because the Ascension were hella over in NXT.
Yeah, I think they don't really care that much about what people do in NXT anymore. I think this is just like a clean slate when they come to WWE.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Basically,
it's kind of like sports. You can win all the championships in NCAA, but you come to NFL, that don't mean nothing here. You know,
there's only been like a couple of maybe like a handful of call ups that haven't been clean slates.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. You know what? In this whole situation, you're right. I'm thinking what Carmine thinking. With if he keeps losing and he keeps taking a hot tag from Bobby Roode in their tag matches and winning the matches for him, it's almost like he's stealing wins from Bobby Roode. And Bobby Roode's like, you know what? You can't win by yourself, but you're stealing the wins off me when I'm doing all the work. So what's going on? Mm-hmm. So hopefully that'll do the heel turn. The match itself was what it was. But you know. Let's get to the heel turn, please, because Bobby Roode.
Yeah. I don't want
this
them
every week.
Yeah, I definitely don't want them to keep like dragging it on, like crazy dragging it on.
We get
just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, that whole situation, it doesn't go any deeper than what we see. You know, it's nothing they can add to it. So let's get to you know.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. All right, yeah, we just want to talk about that briefly. There's not really much to say about that. All right, so let's get to the main event of the night. It was the Shield guys versus Baron Corbin and his mystery partners, which we already knew was the Authors of Pain. Now, one thing I will say briefly, guys, this match, I thought it was a really good match, and I was really happy at the fact that it showcased the Authors of Pain finally. Mm-hmm. Like, it took WWE forever. Like, we don't want to see the Authors of Pain versus a bunch of fucking jobbers that does nothing for them. Put them in a marquee matchup to show what they can do, and that's what happened. But go ahead, Tommy. What did you think about the match? Everything involved, the whole thing at the end with Dean choosing to go with his brothers and everything like that. What did you think?
Phenomenal, simply phenomenal. Just because, like you just said, it showcased just a taste of what AOP can really do, which is, you know, quite contrary to what we've seen in these squash matches a lot. Like, they're very versatile as a tag team. And I also liked, you know, as much as we've ragged on him in the past few weeks because, you know, he just looks ridiculous in the AOP attire. I liked how Drake Maverick put himself in the match, you know, as the heel manager, you know, trying to distract the ref and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, that was good. He just looks like a fucking dork.
Yeah, he does.
But, yeah, but that was great. Yeah, but he's doing a great job. He just looks weird. That's all. I mean...
Yeah, like to me, they had the perfect dynamic with when Paul Ellering was their manager, because he just let AOP do what they wanted, and he came out in a suit every time. And I don't know, maybe they just wanted to change the aesthetic so it doesn't look like a Paul Ellering 2.0. I don't know what the logic is between with Maverick being dressed in tactical gear like AOP is, but I mean it looks funny, but at the end of the day it's refreshing because Lord knows that they were floundering when they ditched Paul Ellering.
Yeah, definitely. What did you think, Preston?
I'm with you, man. I definitely appreciate the fact that they put AOP in the main event and put him on the forefront. And if you watch the match too, not only was it good for them to be in the match, it was actually giving Roman Reigns and them like a run for their money. So it made them look that much more stronger as far as the tag team instead of them going and beating up these jobbers that nobody know about. And I think that was a really good look for AOP. I like what Raw did with tag teams this week, especially like with the Revival with AOP.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some really good looks in my personal opinion. So overall, the main event was it was very entertaining. It was what it was, and yeah, I don't know what else to really say about it.
Yeah, definitely. It was very entertaining. All in all, guys, Raw was a good show. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of ups. I mean, there were some things here and there that was a down. Oh, I do want to mention, because I see people on the internet that it kind of annoys me. I don't know what you guys think about it. I do want to mention that I am so tired of people keep talking about how dead kayfabe is. Just because Stephanie McMahon and Triple H were in the ring with the Connor's Cure, and you see all the wrestlers on the stage. Oh, Seth Rollins is in his Shield attire, and Dolph Ziggler's out there did it. WWE is a publicly traded company. They have sponsors. Get all that kayfabe nonsense out of there, people. They have to do this. I don't understand. Man? I don't understand some people, bro. They have to do this, guys. They have to do it. Come on.
What's wrong?
It's ridiculous.
Man? That is crazy.
I don't know.
They're doing something to honor cancer, and they're worried about kayfabe.
That's
honestly, I don't give two fucks about kayfabe when it comes to them presenting Connor's Cure kids or Susan
or
G.
Make a Wish, none of that shit. I'm
like, dude, the second they start talking about any of those charities they're involved with, kayfabe been out the motherfucking window. So y'all need to stop that.
It has to go out the window because at that point they're not presenting themselves as characters on a TV show anymore. They're themselves. Mm-hmm. They're Stephanie. They're Hunter.
Yeah.
That's Seth Rollins. That's him. That's not the character, guys. Come on.
Exactly. And correction, I didn't mean to say honor cancer, but honor the kids who are dealing with cancer. And what do these people expect them to go into kayfabe and just start fighting up there at the top of the ramp while this whole thing is going on? What do y'all want?
Didn't make any sense.
Come on, man. What is wrong with you? I
will say this. And Preston mentioned this to us that night, and I do agree. They should have gave that kid the WWE Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know why they gave him the Universal title. Come on. Yeah. Do better, WWE. Do better. Your Universal title looks horrible.
That's trash, bro.
Do better.
For that, man.
Do better, please.
All right,
guys. So that's it for the episode. But before we go, I want you guys to give me what is your grade for Monday Night Raw, Tommy?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean,
grade.
I can't. I would say
not number.
I give it a. I would give it a B.
Cool. Preston.
Yeah, what time?
Mr. Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I give it a B. About a B. It wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than Raw is normally. So, yeah.
All right, guys. The segments that I've highlighted, I thought were really, really good. I've only highlighted stuff that I thought was good. I mean, except the Nikki Bella botch thing, that was what it was. So I'm actually, Mr. Preston always screams blue brand bias. No, I'm gonna give Raw a B plus. Whatever. I'm gonna give Raw a B plus. I gave Raw a better grade than you did, and that's my honest opinion of Raw. I think it was a B plus. I'm not just saying it just to say it. No, I think it was a B plus. I thought it was a really good show. I was engaged throughout the whole show, and I thought it was really good.
Man, that was charity, bro. He was like, I'm gonna get Raw this B plus real quick, so when I get SmackDown at A plus, CKC, I'm hating.
No, that's my grade. No, SmackDown got a lower grade for me this week. I'll tell you that right now. Dude, I'm just being honest.
Let's get
anyway,
to it. I love
that. But anyway, guys, that's been our Raw review on the Speed Chance Sports Podcast. I am Carmine. That's Preston, Tommy. And we're gonna go ahead and get to our SmackDown review. So please join us. Peace.
Please.